is that people have the feeling of like just stuck. Could be on big or small things. So we're talking about either facing a blank page that you need to write 500, maybe 1,000 words, or sometimes just social media copy. Sometimes it's just a subject line or a title for a video that people feel really stuck. So in ways that I feel like playing with tarot cards could really unblock people. Have you seen things like that happening?
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll notice we haven't done any like predicting the future here. We've just used it as a tool for creativity. So a lot of people think, oh, tarot, you tell the future, but we're not telling the future of your video and if it's going to be successful and whatever. We're actually just using it as a creative prompt. And so there are, many different ways that you can use tarot. Because even if you're a creator and you're starting to feel a bit stuck in your whole process, maybe you can do a little bit of self-reflection. Like, what is it that's blocking me right now as a creator? And how can I release some of those blocks? So let me just pull a couple so we can do this as
I was going to do example. The same thing.
I love it. So let's see, like, this is hypothetical. What's blocking me? Well, maybe it's not hypothetical. It never is.
It's so cute. I love the drawing.
Because, we are looking at our YouTube strategy right now. I'll just give a little story, but and I'm so excited to do the YouTube strategy, but I know that we've got to have process in place. We've got to have the right infrastructure for it to really flow and get off the ground in a big way. So it's funny, actually, because have a look at this card, the Knight of Swords. What's blocking me? This is a huge amount of energy and wanting to like push things forward. But sometimes that desire to do things really quickly and like, why aren't we just doing it now? That can actually be a blocker, because sometimes it's important just to slow down. And what's really interesting is the release card, like how to release that energy, is the Two of Pentacles. And you'll see that he's juggling these two coins and he's kind of having to balance different priorities. And that's certainly what we're experiencing for Biddy Tarot and being on YouTube, is there's so many different priorities that we have. And while I have a lot of energy and excitement about creating content here and now, we actually have to juggle it in the context of other priorities at the moment. So there you go. What about you, Faye? Do you want to draw? Are you ready to like open your heart to your community?
What's blocking me? Oh, I'm ready. This is so much fun. So you mentioned the idea of a release card. So do you, in this case, pull 2 cards instead of 1?
Yeah. So first one, think about what's blocking you. And then second, what action you could take or how to release that blockage. Yeah.
Okay. I'm here. Okay. So the first is what's blocking me. And this is, let me read it, Page of Wands. And really interesting cards. I want to make sure my camera focuses on that. So I see a person using so this is a wand, I guess. And is it, I think, oh, interesting. And I see the background and I don't know if I see the sun. What's blocking me? How do I read this?
Okay, no, this is good. I'm glad you're getting a little bit stuck with it, because I'll show you how to kind of get unstuck.
Please do.
Have a look at the man. What is he? Is he going somewhere, or is he staying in one place? Yeah,
one place.
And he's kind of does he necessarily have a plan yet, or does he feel like he's waiting? What do you think his thoughts or feelings might be in this point?
Yeah, I think he's maybe standing still, and then maybe I wonder if he feels a sense of like loneliness as well. Like, is he thinking kind of independently on his own? Does he feel like he has a level of support, or where does he go to? I don't know. There's clarity that he has just yet.
Yeah, interesting. And then the wands are very much about inspiration. And is he waiting for some inspiration, perhaps? Is he like, what's next? So maybe the blockage is around getting inspiration and really tapping into like feeling like sometimes, we can create, if we're creating content in just our little bubble and we're not thinking about what is our community, what does our customer avatar really need? And if we don't have that strong connection to our customers and our community, it can start to feel like, oh, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to produce. And so maybe there's kind of that waiting for some inspiration and to feel lit up. How does that land?
Yeah, well, that I have an opening card as well. But as you mentioned, because I didn't really fully understand that wand is a sign of inspiration. To me, like once that once that clarity is there for me, I'm looking at it as a situation of like for me personally to finally put my foot down and say, I want to focus on YouTube strategy for small businesses. And all of a sudden, I mean, just today, I have a couple of clients reaching out to me. Actually, I would say prospects, clients I had before, and reaching out to me to say, we want a turnkey solution to work with someone, an agency on our YouTube strategy. And to me, it's like setting that focus all of a sudden is driving the results that I'm expecting for, and that focus I need to grow my business. So
yes. And I'm hearing putting that stake in the ground, being like, and that's almost what it looks like, right? Put the stake in the ground, say, this is who I am and who I'm here to serve. Beautiful.
yeah.
And what's your second card?
Oh my God. This is the 5 of Pentacles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you see? And what does it mean for you?
This one. Oh, interesting. So I see these, so 5 pentacles, and there's a woman covering her, wearing this long gown and kind of walking away. And so like based on her posture, that makes me feel like, is she upset about something? Is she, is this like, is she energetic or is it feeling upset? I don't really know, but the way I see it is, when I think about like 5, I know it's just arbitrary number, but I think about all the things I ended up working on, like live stream, podcasts, and all the things I'm truly passionate about, helping me do. Sometimes like parting ways with a million services that I have invented, there is a sense of almost a sense of grief, like realizing that of course I can do them again, but right now I am shifting all my energy towards YouTube strategy because I know that's the right thing to do. So that's really interesting to me. But I know, like, to me, this is still very activating because I can feel the sense of energy to say, like, this is the right thing to do. I just have to believe in me. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, there's so many layers in there to unpack, and what you've shared is like beautiful. So the
Oh.
fives are interesting because it's halfway point between the 1, which is very much about new opportunity, and 10, which is about completion. And when we're in that state of kind of, it's like a transition state. You're no longer like making something new. Now you're heading towards completion. But just as like when the tide changes, say in a river, and you end up with like the waves are looking crazy, or any kind of change or transition, it can create a little bit of friction. And so you might be experiencing some of that like friction about which way am I really going here? The other thing about the 5 of Pentacles can sometimes be a bit of a scarcity mindset. And because she's out in the snow and she's locked away from the church. So the church is actually there and available for her if she wants the warmth, but she's out in the snow. So she's kind of like, oh, poor me, I'm lacking, And so what might be interesting for you is, as you lay out that desire to work with small business, there may be a part of you that's like, oh, but maybe I should keep all of these other clients who may not be fully aligned, but what if I run out of money? And what if I run out, what if there's not enough? And so it's kind of working through some of that mindset as well, and just being like ready to embrace what it is that you have committed to. So
Yeah. You're absolutely right about this. It's so funny. Earlier today, I was just editing some shorts for our lovely mentor, Dory Clark. And one of the last videos I watched is the fact that the things that we're working on that are especially worth pursuing actually takes time. It's not that we're not smart. It's not like we haven't figured out the hacks. It's just valuable, meaningful things actually take time. So as you were mentioning about this card of, 5 between 0 to 10, or between 1 and 10, is like sometimes it's so easy to give up or to doubt ourselves, to question, our commitment, question our patience, even on our way to achieving something greater. Absolutely agree with that. And also, like you said, Bridget, about letting go of the clients that are no longer aligned with our vision, with our business. And it's hard to say goodbye, and I've had to do that in the past couple of years. And it's ultimately that is the right decision. And so, oh, this is so this is so revealing, more so than I thought. So I love
Yeah,
it.
good. Yeah, yeah, awesome. And so you can just see like how easy it is to access these types of insights. And again, we have not looked at the book, we have not looked at card meanings online, which are all available and accessible. But there's so much that you can get just by looking at the pictures. And the reason that works so well is because what it does is it starts to bypass our conscious mind. Our conscious mind likes sort of words and thoughts. It's a little bit more logical, but our subconscious really responds well to the imagery. And so the imagery in the card is what actually helps us go deeper and beyond just our conscious thoughts. We get deeper into our more subconscious and our intuition effectively. And I think what's also neat is it's like, it almost gives you a bit more license to go, oh, well, the card, look at the picture. That's what's happening in the card. So it has to be that way. Whereas if we consciously think, well, that's when we start to doubt ourselves, like, oh, am I just making this up? But cards really help us go, oh, okay, yeah, there is a different way, or there's something new there that I haven't seen before.